Here we are then for a 100% race on F122 around the updated Abu Dhabi circuit. First of all though, a massive shout out to the EA Creator Network for making this video possible. This race is happening thanks to you guys. You voted for this circuit out of 3 options in a poll, and today we're doing a 100% race around this updated circuit. So if you're going to enjoy it, leave a like. Let's try and smash over 3,000 likes, and also most importantly, if you're new to the channel, over 58% of you are not subscribed who watch my content. And also, I'm on the road to 100,000 subs, guys, by the end of the year. So if any help, could be possible, now would be a great time for it. And yeah, hopefully you guys go ahead and subscribe for more F122 gameplay, which will be arriving soon. I've got another video lined up on Monday. Nonetheless, though, let's get into it and let's get this race underway. 5 red lights, and away we go. Pretty decent grid slot. I parked my car quite well. The start though wasn't as great. Everyone on softs were on mediums, so we're gonna have to deal with the consequences. Long race, so patience will be necessary as we try to slowly make moves and make progress around multiple cars. First of all, Latifi, as we go down towards the new turn 5, hairpin, trying to find some space on the outside. A bit of debris there being knocked off one of the car's front wings as we go side by side with Lance Stroll on the exit, as we now get into a drag race with the Aston Martin racing down as Magnussen moves right across Latifi there. As we now head into the brake zone, we're going to go super deep on purpose to find some space, loads of contact here with the AI, and we make up a bunch of places and move into P15. Excellent start so far, and we're currently side by side, this time with Sebastian Vettel as we just edge ahead into the new left-hander here. I believe the turn 10ers. Oh my god, how the hell did we avoid Zhou Guanyu there? My goodness me. Put that back on a replay on a slow-mo if you get a chance, but I can't believe we avoided that one as Ocon is in the pits for damage at the end of the first lap. So let's catch our breath. Action-packed start. But that's what you're going to get with a 100% race crammed into 16 minutes. We're now chasing down Kevin Magnussen, who's next in the Haas. Going through turn 10, we're actually going to get a really nice line through here, taking a wide entry and then cutting back underneath. And we're going to go now on the inside, getting the run through the double right-handers. And now into the hotel section, we make the move on Kevin and we move into P12. Also, I forgot to mention, this is on 110% AI, guys, by the way, so bear that in mind. I'm using a modified lower downforce or higher top speed setup. So yeah, with that said, here we are behind Lando Norris, who has just been overtaken by Pierre Gasly, and we're gonna try to make a move here, but Lando moving all over the place and Pierre also weaving in the brake zone, so we have to just back off and instead get a little bit of a cutback here, but we get boxed in as I was trying to go around the outside of Lando there. Instead though, we'll settle for some DRS and make the move here. And you can see we absolutely breeze past with no issues on the back straight. Not quite sure why Lando didn't have DRS there. Maybe he had a failure, who knows, but it made the overtake easy for us. And now to lap 5, Gasly keeps pushing. He's now got past Tsunoda, and he's now next for us to overtake. As you can see here, we're trying to line him up for the pass. Down to turn 5. Going to try and test out this new overtaking opportunity. We brake really early so that we get DRS as Tsunoda actually turns into the side of us there, and we make the move and we're now into the points. Later on that lap, we got our first warning for track limits as we had a bit of oversteer out of the new turn 10. Now then, on to a few moments later, and we get a virtual safety car on lap 7. Nicholas Latifi out yet again in Abu Dhabi. We went through the VSC phase and eventually got back underway. You can see here, look at the delta in the top right. We just about managed to time it beautifully, and now we can chase after Pierre Gasly. So, green flag conditions. I was setting Pierre up here because I had DRS on this straight, but just as we was getting close, yellow flag up ahead, Lewis Hamilton is out of the race, and we're down to 18 runners as Lewis pulls over on the right hand side of the circuit. Not really ideal. Nonetheless, back to green flag and back to racing conditions, and hopefully now we can try and chase after Pierre Gasly. I'll let you guys enjoy this one with a bit of engine sound so you can appreciate the updated Ferrari engine in the game. And there we go, job done as we clear Pierre Gasly and move up into the top 8. Up next, Mick Schumacher, and we're going to hopefully close in him pretty quickly as we have Max Verstappen, the former race leader, in the pit lane for the first time in this race, in for his first stop. So, lap number 10, and we're now right behind Mick. He's actually going to peel off into the pits, and so is everybody else, therefore giving us the race lead for now. However, Verstappen is on the hunt on that fresh tyre, and he's bloody quick. Look at the gap, 1.92 seconds over the line, and he was super quick, that to the point where by the end of the lap Max was right behind us here and putting the pressure on. As we head into this hotel section, I've got a bit of understeer, and that allows Max to have a look around the outside. I just kind of ran him out of road there, and in many ways shades of Perez versus Hamilton in 2021 as Verstappen tries to go up the inside of the penultimate corner. At this point, it was just an all-out assault from Max as he was trying to get past wherever he could, and the grip difference was so high for him on that fresh soft tyre. Nonetheless, I was trying to fight back, and we're still side by side here as we go through turns 1 and 2, and we're still going at it, but we managed to just get ahead and stay ahead for now. But Verstappen putting the pressure on big time here down into turn 5. Luckily, my exit out of the hairpin was actually really sweet, and I managed to stay in front as our straight line speed was pretty decent around here this weekend. So the battle wasn't done yet, and again Max was back for more. Lap 13, DRS open for the Red Bull. Now I don't mind if he overtakes me here because we'll try and get him back on the second straight. Like I said, shades of Checo and Lewis really in 2021, trying to hold him up, feeding him to signs, and hopefully cost him a bit of time. You can see here side by side as we're still going at it. Nice clean racing, no contact, trying to go at it, and now we're going to get DRS as I purposely went slow on the exit to make sure I passed the detection point behind him, and now we just sweep around the outside and get back in front of Verstappen for now and reclaim P1. Very good action, very enjoyable on 110AI, and to the point where I'd say I wasn't actually that fast. Max was a lot quicker, but I was able to hold my own quite nicely versus the world champion. So lap 14, I actually lock up a little bit on that curb on turn 10 on the entry, and that allows Max to go up the inside. You can see here with this lovely shot of the new complex. We're side by side heading into the hotel section, still going at it. This battle absolutely insane, but eventually we come out on top and we can breathe a sigh of relief, at least for half a lap, because again, lap 15, Max is back for more, and again, I'll let you enjoy some engine sounds. And this battle is showing absolutely no signs of ending. You saw a moment ago we had some contact with Sergio Perez. I do believe that was his fault. He was going for a gap that was closing. Lap number 18 though, and Verstappen actually goes into the pits, and this was quite surprising. This was ahead of schedule. Very short second stint. I believe he done about 6 or 7 laps. But he's in again, and this is essentially an undercut attempt from Red Bull. They could see he wasn't going to overtake me. I was defending really well. So they've actually gone for the undercut. So we've had to respond on the very next lap. And here we are using, again, the new updated pit lane systems in this game. Unfortunately, a screen freeze right at the last second here is just going to mean we miss our turning point, which was really, really unfortunate. And we're going to box for a set of mediums. Other than that, it was a pretty decent stop, and we are racing Max on pit exit, but I do believe between the screen freeze costing me a bit on the pit entry and then the fresh tyre advantage, I think Max will be ahead. As you see us drift out of the pit exit on cold tyres, you can see on the top left, Max is ahead of us and has successfully performed the undercut. So, not much we can do about that. Max has got the job done, and we'll try to chase him down. The gap 3.5 seconds. Eventually though, went up to 5.2, and I was trying to keep up, but you can see here me trying to push the limit. It was a bit too much, and Max was too quick. I just couldn't match his pace. You know, Verstappen was way, way too strong for me. On to lap 25, and we've caught up to the surprise P2 in this race, Valtteri Bottas, who is going for a conservative 2-stop, soft, medium, medium, I believe, and it has worked out pretty well for him so far. But now we're going to try and get by on our fresher medium tyres. As we see Bottas go defensive, we're going to go to the outside, and now under braking it's going to be close, but we'll go the long way around and then pick up the inside line through the right-hander, and then with the fresher rubber get the traction down and drive off into P2. So, job done. On to lap 32 now. Verstappen 11.7 seconds ahead. That's how much faster Max is, and this is the 110AI around here. They're absolutely rapid. Of course, I don't really have a setup yet. I think with a bit more practice and a really good setup, I could dial it in and be about a second faster, maybe 1.2 or so a lap quicker. But Max does pit, and we're going to take back P1 for now, but of course Verstappen does have net P1 on track due to tyre strategy. So, lap 38, and the battle is going to resume. At this point, Verstappen got his tyres fired up, got back on the pace, started setting fastest laps, and look at this, he's all over the back of us once again, and the battle is set to continue. Into turn 1, Verstappen to the outside, side by side on the exit, through turn number 2, and we're just going to get back in front and hold on to our lead as we race down towards turn 5. Verstappen pretty close. Will he go for the lunge on the braking? No, he won't. We're going to keep it nice and tight on the inside to get a nice bit of traction and exit speed. But Verstappen is in range, and you can see here now DRS open for the champion as he's going to get the run down into the brake zone. Do we defend? No, we don't. And Max is going to take the invitation up the inside, but we're going to hold our own on the braking. And again, I'm going to be patient here and just wait to cross the line after he does actually, so that way we get DRS. And you can see again it's worked out beautifully, as now we're going to jink to the inside and try to fight back into turn 10, inside line versus the outside, but Max holds on, and look at the grip on those fresh tyres, and Max just drives clean around the outside and reclaims P1. I'm going to fight back though and try to stick my nose up the inside, but it doesn't quite work, and eventually Verstappen gets it done definitively for P1, and our fight has come to an end. Onto lap 41 now. I stayed out for a couple more laps to stretch the stint out, but we're going to box for the final time this race onto a set of soft tyres, and we're going to see if we have some decent pace and nose to fight back. This time we don't get a screen freeze, and we time our turning beautifully. Now this time we're going to get a screen freeze right as we were going to pull the clutch. Okay, mate, and you see there we just have a bit of a screen freeze, and we have a delay pull away as we missed our first gear timing. So a bit unfortunate as Perez and Bottas go by it, but back on the way. You can see we're now in P4, so we have to chase Bottas for a podium this race, and Perez, amongst all this battling with Verstappen, has got himself into a comfortable P2 on a different strategy. So we've let ourselves go here, and Perez has got us. So the best we can do this race is P3. So lap 44, we're chasing Mr. 44's former teammate Valtteri Bottas for a podium. Tyres are working well, purple in sector 1, and now we should be purple in sector 2 with this DRS. You can see here using up all of our energy, and the overspeed showing as we go to the outside to try and open up turn 10 as much as possible to carry that speed the long way around like Verstappen did with us, and we make the move. We then skip on to the end of the lap, and we went on to set the official fastest lap of the race, 25.7, and pretty much that was it. The final 10 laps I was just circling around on my own, I did try to catch Perez, but then I eventually backed off and just cruised the car home and enjoyed driving the car, enjoyed the sights, and job done. A 100% race in Abu Dhabi, crammed into 60 minutes. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you like, if you did, like I said, let's try and smash over 3,000 likes and subscribe for more. But that is it. Job done.
Brilliant job, mate. That's a fantastic podium. Super driving, really strong pace. I'm really happy. Well deserved.
Another Abu Dhabi Grand Prix is over then, and what a special race this was. Natalie Pinkham, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.